If you are still struggling to lose body fat every single week, you likely do not have your foundations and principles in place. And there's so much information out there, it's easy to get stuck in what's the best way to train, what's the best diet to follow. It truly does not matter if you have those foundations that I'm going to talk about in this video in place. But for starters, let's start out with some key fundamentals. I hope at this point you at least know that you can't consume more calories than you're burning. You have to be in a deficit. Now, what is a deficit? Technically, all you need to do is to be in a deficit of 1 calorie. But if you're only in a 1 calorie deficit, it's going to take you forever to reach your goals. And we want this to be as quick as possible, but also as sustainable as possible. So to start with, we're going to start with a 500 calorie deficit. Why 500 calories? Is because if we are in that 500 calorie deficit every single day, by the end of the week, we'll be in a 3,500 calorie deficit. That'll be 1% body fat. That's a very sustainable way to lose that body fat, but also keep it off. Now, you can be more aggressive, but for this video, we're going to go with that 1% body fat. The first action step you're going to take is actually to click the link in the description of this video. You're going to download the fat loss cheat sheet. Once you download that, you're going to make a copy so that you could actually edit it. And at the bottom of that first page reads BMR. You're going to click on that, and it's going to take you to NASM's calorie calculator. This is where the magic starts. Now, once you type in your information, it's going to take you to this page where it helps you calculate your TDEE. Basically, this shows you how much calories that you burn throughout the entire day, but I don't want you to get caught in the specifics. Just enter in your activity level and click next. Now from there, you're going to enter in what your goal is. With my clients, I like to take it in 6-week sprints. So I'm going to type in 42 days is the amount of days that I'm trying to lose the weight. And my goal is to be 199 pounds. Now from there, it's going to take you to your macros. That's going to be your protein, your carbs, and your fats. It's very important that we are on a high protein diet because as we're losing body fat, we want to try to maintain as much muscle mass as possible. Then also protein is harder to break down the body. So your body's going to burn more calories when you consume protein. Now, whether you're a man or a woman, you can start at 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and then don't lose your own intuition, your own body's feedback. If you feel like you're struggling to digest that protein or you're constipated, back off on the protein. If you feel like you can handle more, then increase it. I'm going to start at 40% protein, 40% carbs, 20% fat, and then I'm going to click next. Now you have your macros. So at 40% protein, that's going to be about 1.27 times my body weight right now. That's on the aggressive side. But like I said, all you need to do is at least consume your body weight in protein to start with. And just like that, you have the first step into your cheat sheet on how to lose the body fat that you've always desired. Copy and paste that information over to the Excel sheet. So for starters, type in your starting weight, your current weight, your goal weight, estimated body fat, copy and paste the BMR, copy and paste the macros, protein, carbs, and fat. It'll automatically calculate your calorie intake, your TEF. The TEF is just how many calories your body is going to burn consuming those macros. Copy and paste that TDEE. And now you are going to pre-plan out your activity level. So like I said, there's so much information out there. Don't get caught up in what program to follow, what diet to follow. Just get out there and burn calories. Now, yes, you should go out and try to lift heavy, but I don't care what exercise you do. Go out and try to burn at least 400 to 500 calories every single workout, and then make sure that we're getting adequate steps in our day, whether it's done through simply walking, cardio, running a mile. I don't care. Just get your steps in. So with that being said, once I enter in the information before my activity level, you could see at the bottom, I am just at a surplus of 313 calories. So like I said, in my workouts, I typically burn anywhere from 400 to 500 calories. So on the low end, let's type in 400. And now you can see I'm in a deficit, but it's still in red because, like I said, I want to be in a deficit of at least 500 calories for the day because at the end of the week, I know I'll lose at least 1% body fat. So now with my steps, I know typically I'm walking 10,000 to 5 or 15,000 steps. So let's just type in 12,000, see where that gets us. Boom. So now I'm already at that 500 calorie deficit. Now, let's just say it wasn't a very active day for me. Let's say that I was only able to get my steps in, but I didn't work out. So I'm going to delete that exercise calories. And now you can see I'm no longer at that deficit. Here's your options. Either you can go out and get more steps for the day, or you can simply decrease those calories. So like I said, my goal is to be in a deficit of 500. I'm only at 200. So I'm 300 calories off. I can either subtract 300 calories from my diet. Usually I will be taking from my carbs. So for that, what's my phone at? So 300 divided by 4 plus 300 calories is what I need to take from my diet, and I'm going to take from carbs. And every gram of carbs, there is 4 calories. So that's why I'm dividing that by 4. So 300 divided by 4, I think is 75. Yeah, 75. So I'm going to subtract 75 carbs from my day in order to hit that calorie deficit. Or again, I just go out and exercise like I put 400 and I'll be in that deficit. But there's so many ways you could navigate your day to ensure that you're hitting your goals. And that's why I say don't get stuck in doing one single thing. There's so many different ways to make sure that you're in a deficit. Either you can increase your steps, go out and burn calories through lifting heavy, or subtract your calories. But the most important thing is that we are in that deficit, and more importantly, that 500 calorie deficit, because that'll prime us to lose 1% body fat for the week. Now, your next step is to start calculating your entire week. So, like I said, not every day is going to be perfect. So, I'd rather win the week, but I know that, of course, if I win the day, I'm going to win the week. But you have to be prepared to navigate your day, because maybe you had to book an extra meeting or you had something that popped up, an event for work, and you just can't make it to the gym that day. That's fine. But how can we make up the next day to make sure that I'm still on pace to win the week? So now on the second page, you're going to enter in what you actually did for the day. That first page is just your goals. The second page is actual reality. So maybe I don't hit my protein goal for the day. Maybe I only hit 200 grams of protein instead of eating 265 or 285, whatever it was. What was that? Um, yeah, no, 265. So maybe I only consume 230, and then I consume the same amount of carbs, but then I hit my fat goal right on the marker, which was 59. So I'm gonna type in 59. And now my TEF has changed because I didn't consume when I was supposed to. My TDEE also changed as well because, again, I didn't consume when I was supposed to. But now I can make that up through activity level or lack thereof. Of course, if I'm under eating, then I don't need to go out and burn 400 calories in a workout. Or maybe I don't have to work out at all that day, but maybe I just make sure that I'm reaching my caloric deficit through my steps. So now, as you can see, I didn't hit my macros for the day. I fell short on my protein and my carbs, but I did hit my fats. But that means that my calorie intake was lower. So now I'm already sitting at a 373 calorie deficit. So now all I have to do is go out and get, right now I have 10,000 steps in, maybe 11,000 steps. Let's see. 11,000 steps didn't quite get me there. 12,000 didn't. Let's type in 15,000. So 15,000 steps got me there. Or if I did want to sit at that, let's just say 10,000 or 11,000, like I do on average, now all I need to do is go out and probably burn 200 calories in my workout, and then I hit my deficit. So now you know exactly how much calories you need to burn in your steps and in your workouts based on the calories that you consume for the day. Because just because you go out and work out doesn't necessarily mean that you burn the amount of calories that's going to actually put you in a deficit. This cheat sheet is going to help you track that and double check your work so that we know every single week if we are on pace to lose that 1% body fat. So now some things I want to leave you with. If you don't know how to track your calories and your macros, or you don't really know what protein, carbs, and fats are when it comes to food choices, you need a little bit more help. Shoot me a message on IG saying macros, and I'll give you a quick walkthrough on how to actually do that and information on what truly is a protein, a carb, and a fat. But it's also very easy information to look up as well. But I'll help you out with that. Just shoot me a message on IG saying macros. And then lastly, just because you are in a deficit does not mean you are in a good deficit. There is such thing as being too low on calories, being too much in a deficit, right? Because over time, your body's going to go into starvation mode and try to start storing fat. If you start aggressive, yes, you will lose weight the first 3 days, first week, but your body is going to hate you for it. So you want to be in a sweet spot of 3,500 to 5,200 calories. 1% would be that 3,500 to 5,200 would be 2% body fat loss in the week. But you don't want to be too low because at some point you're going to have to start going up in your calories. You can't be on a 900 calorie diet for a prolonged period of time and expect to keep on losing weight and keep on seeing results. Your mood's going to suffer, your hormones are going to suffer, your weight is going to suffer. So that's just some things to consider in your weight loss journey. But if you need any help when it comes to programming, training, exercises, you want to be spoon fed nutrition, also shoot me a message on IG saying coach, or you can fill out the application in the description of this video below, and I will be glad to help you out hopping on a 10 to 15-minute strategy call and make sure that you know exactly what you need to do to win this year. That's enough for this video. I will see you in the next one.